Hello everyone, so I wanted to share a quick video just to talk about this beautiful knitting ring that I bought from Dawn Jill Designs. She's a custom handmade jewellery designer. I think she mostly works with silver, sterling silver. I think she might do gold as well. And I found her on Etsy and saw that she did knitting rings. She does rings to hold tension primarily. Most of her rings are around holding tension if you're using a crochet hook. But then I did see that she had this ring for sale, which is to help you with knitting. And what this ring will do is it will help you with holding your strands of yarn for colour work. So I've got some colour work here. I'm going to show you how it works with this knitting ring. Let me just talk to you about the ring itself first of all. So when the ring came to me, you can order it in lots of different sizes. The thing I like the most about it is it does come in like a smaller size, so my fingers are actually quite small, and I tend to have this ring sitting right on the tip of my index finger like this. So I needed something that was quite small in diameter. So some of the knitting rings that you can buy, or Norwegian knitting thimbles they're also known as, the ones that kind of you can buy online from major retailers, are quite large, and they're like springy, and they don't you can't mold them to fit your finger. Obviously you can mold this one and bend and shape it because it's sterling silver. So that's one of the major reasons I liked it. And when it did first come, it was all like nice and squished together and kind of really beautifully presented as a ring. But as I say, you can move it as you need to. So for when I'm knitting, the main reason I'm using one is to hold my colour work, my two different strands of yarn apart. So I did just bend the ring slightly to split these two yarn holders here. So like that, they kind of separate like that, and then it just sits on my finger like this. So I'm just going to show you how I pass the different colours of yarn through this knitting ring to hold them in place, ready for colour work. So when I knit colour work, I'm knitting Continental, so that means both of my strands of yarn are in my left hand. So they're both kind of being passed through this the rings here on the thimble, and then I'm holding them in my hand here next to the work as I'm knitting. So let me just show you how that works with this piece of colour work here. So the first thing you want to do is you will decide during your pattern which is your dominant colour and which is your non-dominant colour. So my dominant colour in this pattern is my black. So the black always goes on the leftmost side. So we're going to thread this into this thimble here. So what I want it to do is I want this yarn to come out of this top one here. So I'm going to thread it in this way, and then I'm going to take the loop. So the yarn's going through this loop here, and I take the top and I tuck it over here. So it's kind of like twisted over the thimble and then being secured here and passing over onto this side. So then I'm going to do the same with the non-dominant colour, but then I'm going to have it threading this way round and then through the knitting ring here like this. So I pass it, I want it that way, so I'm going to go in through there and then over the top, so it's tucked into here. So you see, it's tucked in, and then it's coming through on that side there, like that. So now my two strands are tight in place. These aren't going to move around now that they're in. Once you've got that tension held, I'm just holding the tension at the moment in these fingers here. once you've got that tension held, they're not going to move around and slip and slide anywhere, which is exactly what we want. So to knit then, and I've got to remember the pattern. So what are we up to? We're up to 2s and 1s and 2s, and I've got 3 blacks next, and then a white, a black and a white. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've got tension here. I just pull on the bottom where they're coming through my hand, so I kind of grab the work and leave the and the yarns through this hand here. So my tension, you would think it's fairly loose, but it's actually quite tight once you've got hold of it and you start working. So we start like this, and I'm going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3, white, so I'll pick up the white, the black and the white, and then another 3 blacks, 3, then I'm going white, black, white, white, and that's how we use the knitting ring. So like I say, this is really nice and tight on my finger. The yarns are nice and separated here, and I can just pick up the colours as I need them without any problems with them being too close together. Like that. And that's how you use a knitting ring, or a Norwegian knitting thimble, as they're known. Until next time, see you later, guys.